Okay, let's jump right into it. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a look at a hilariously brilliant DIY hack for office stress relief. You know those incredibly long, grinding days when work just gets a bit too intense and you desperately need a mental break? Well, today, we are going to explore a genius, totally stealthy solution for the modern workplace using absolutely nothing more than a few magnets and your standard office whiteboard.
So here is the big question. How do you play darts at work without angering OSHA? When the daily grind gets heavy, stepping away from the keyboard for just 5 minutes is absolutely crucial for your sanity. You might think to yourself, hey, I'll just put up a dartboard right here in my office. But as we all know, modern workplace safety rules make bringing actual projectile weapons into a cubicle farm, well, pretty complicated to say the least.
Section 1. The Office Dart Dilemma. Navigating Workplace Safety and Fun.
This whole situation perfectly captures that frustrating reality of trying to inject some actual fun into a strict corporate environment. We've got a classic clash here. On one side, you have your traditional sharp, pointy projectiles. And sure, they're the real deal and throwing them is incredibly satisfying, but they are also a massive OSHA violation just waiting to happen. Human resources would literally have a field day the second a stray dart hits a cubicle wall. On the flip side, what is the approved alternative? Those flimsy magnetic safety dartboards you played with when you were a kid? As the source material bluntly points out, they are totally lame. The boards are tiny, the heavy plastic darts bounce off half the time, and you just don't get that satisfying feedback. So we really need a better solution that bridges this gap between total danger and absolute boredom.
Section 2. A simple two-step solution. Building your own magnetic board.
Instead of settling for lame toys or risking a massive safety violation, here is the elegant simplicity of the creator's hack. Step 1. Walk right up to your office whiteboard. Completely erase anything of actual importance, like those quarterly projections, and use dry erase markers to draw your very own custom dartboard right onto the surface. But pay close attention here. The absolute most vital part of Step 1 is that the whiteboard literally must be magnetic. Otherwise, this whole operation completely falls apart. Once your magnificent board is drawn, Step 2 is simply to use small magnetic silver balls to throw at it. Bam! It's an instant, customized game station that just hides in plain sight. And the best part? When you're done, you just wipe the board clean.
Section 3. Throwing Mechanics and Performance. The Physics of the Sticky Toss.
Because drawing a cool-looking board is really only half the battle, right? What exactly are we throwing? To make this actually feel like a competitive game of darts, the execution and the specific materials you throw need to perform flawlessly upon impact. So the creator uses something specifically called neoballs. These are tiny magnetic silver balls made out of rare earth magnets, and because they utilize rare earth materials, their magnetic pull is insanely dense and strong. This is the absolute secret to their sticking power. They don't just hit the board and slide down to the floor like cheap refrigerator magnets. No way. They latch onto that magnetic whiteboard really, really well, giving you this deeply satisfying click when they connect.
So how does that incredible magnetic strength translate into actual gameplay? Well, because these rare earth magnets stick so securely, you aren't limited to a delicate, gentle little toss. You can really launch them. You can throw them super hard. You can go for arrogant trick shots right behind the back. You can launch some from high up top. Or, arguably the most fun option here, you can grab a whole handful and just throw a bunch at once like a shotgun blast. No matter how aggressively you throw them, the source notes they snap right onto the board without dangerously ricocheting all across your desk.
However, I definitely need to highlight this highly practical piece of advice from the creator. You just might want to wait till your boss actually leaves the office before initiating a full-blown tournament. Because, even though it's perfectly safe and OSHA compliant, enthusiastically pelting your office walls with high-velocity metal balls while practicing your behind-the-back trick shots might raise a few eyebrows during a performance review. Timing is everything. And of course, what's an office game without a little ruthless competitive banter? As the creator highlights in the source material, a proper game absolutely requires top-tier trash talk. Just look at this quote. Dude, my mama throws better than that and she's got no arms. It perfectly captures the irreverent, competitive spirit of this whole hack. It's not just about quietly de-stressing, it's about bringing that rowdy, break room energy directly into your office in a way that is totally harmless to the drywall. Section 4. Teasing next year's costume. Looking ahead to future hacks. Now, the creator doesn't just stop at revolutionizing office procrastination. To hook the audience, they make a fantastic marketing pivot, asking viewers to subscribe by contrasting their upcoming projects with past viral hits. You might remember that incredibly cool but admittedly crazy expensive Halloween illusion where they used two iPad 2s linked together to make it look like they had a see-through hole in their stomach? Well, the creator humorously and humbly calls that past project a stupid iPad idea for rich people by contrasting that expensive stunt with a massive promise that next year's Halloween idea will be way cheaper and even more original. They instantly win the audience's trust. They're essentially saying, hey, if you liked the cheap ingenuity of these whiteboard darts, just wait until you see what I can build on a budget for Halloween.
So we end with this really compelling question. What will the next cheap and original Halloween hack be? By transforming a simple office complaint about lame safety darts into a masterclass in magnetic physics and DIY gaming, the creator completely proves they can make something amazing out of everyday items. It leaves you wondering, if they can turn a whiteboard and a handful of rare earth magnets into the greatest office distraction ever, what on earth are they going to build for Halloween without relying on expensive tech? It's a true testament to the power of creative problem solving. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I highly recommend you start testing your own office whiteboard's magnetic properties as soon as your boss heads out for lunch.